Hi submarine friends, welcome back to watching me build my diesel electric submarine. We had some excitement here, so I had to stop working for a couple days because we had a forest fire half a mile up the road. So that meant hooking up my dump trailer, skid steer, trucks, trailers, everything was hooked up in case we had to evacuate. But luckily they put 3 helicopters and 1 bomber on it, so they got it out. Probably took them about 8 hours to get it out. I don't know, I'm guessing. So anyways, we had no electricity for 2 days, so I couldn't even work. So anyways, here we are. I'm back to work. So this morning I got my A-frame built. Now check this out. That's pretty nice, eh? And so what I do when I get to the lake, or when I get to the spot where I want to do the switch, I just take this hitch out of the bottom and I just transfer it to this spot right here. Fits in there perfect, right? And then I just pull ahead and I could just swing this into place to line up with the hitch, and we're ready for super good maneuvering of that trailer. Now I should be able to test it today if all goes well. I managed to find some hydraulic fittings. This one is wrong, it's a straight, I need a 90, but for testing purposes that's fine. And it'll be way over here out of the way anyways. So the way that this will work is, because 180 degree swing is very difficult to do without a Watts link, it's called. So the unit is going to sit here when I'm traveling, or just, it's always going to sit right there. So when I activate the cylinder, it's going to swing, but not 180 degrees, probably about 160 degrees, but that's okay because this distance from here to here really doesn't move it over more than an inch, so that's fine. But I want it to be tucked away tight over here because I don't want to affect the turning radius of my trailer, because when you're jackknifing a bit, you know, your reach comes right up here. Well, actually it won't because the hitch is sticking out, so it's fine. So I think it looks pretty good. You can see I got the winch mounted as well, and I still have to mount this fair lead right here. It's not a roller fair lead, it's just a slider, I guess you call it. So anyways, hey, that's not a very big job. So what I have to do now is remove the hydraulic pump off my press. Now luckily I have a hand hydraulic pump that works in both directions. So I'll just convert the press to a hand pump. I mean, if I'm going to do a lot of bending, I could just pop the pump off this and put it back on because I'm not changing it. Same hoses, same everything. So swapping back and forth would be a 5-minute job, so no big deal. So anyways, and when you're working on a budget, you have to share parts. So my press doesn't mind sharing the pump with the truck. So hopefully today I'll have this swinging. Well, there's no doubt I will. So I'll have this swinging, working, and I may be able to get out and hook it up and give it a test. I'm only a little bit concerned about how strong this back plate is because I've really just got the hydraulic cylinder mounted to this plate. But I'm going to gusset it. This is a 1/8 plate and it's welded around pretty good. I think it'll be okay. If not, I'll just have to beef it up. I could beef it up on the back side, run a diagonal up to the deck, I guess. It actually had that and I cut it out when I shortened the deck. Whew. Well, I'm pretty happy. It swings nice. I was really lucky that I had a piece of material right here. I don't know if you can see it, for the hitch to slide into. That's a pretty rare piece of steel to have, I must say. So look at that. That works just fine. And the way I've got it built, this takes the pulling load and this just takes the weight load. So you see it just Not that I'm anywhere near the weight of the hitch. The hitch is going to be, oh, probably 1,000 pounds. You're supposed to have 10%, but with the 11,000 pound truck pulling it, I'm not too concerned about being on 15% or whatever they want you to have. So I think 1,000 pounds of hitch weight will be just fine. When I towed it to the dump, it was perfect. I couldn't tell I was towing the submarine. It tows so well, other than the power loss. When I came to a hill, obviously I could feel the power loss. But I put it on cruise control, 6-speed manual. It was fine. It just cruised down the highway. But I don't go very fast either. I think I was only going 55. Because this thing is geared really low. Like it's, I think at 100 kilometers an hour, so 60 miles an hour, it's revving 2,500 RPM. So I don't want it screaming up there. I'm sure it's okay, but I don't like that. I'd rather keep it down closer to 2,000. Anyways, that's it. I wish I was further, but blame Mother Nature. I guess the wind blew a tree on a power line. And the other thing is, the highways were all closed because we've got a huge fire up at our pulp mill area. So it's kind of a big deal around here with all the fires. Now, not that there's ever a good side to fires, but it may chase the campers away from my favorite lake to dive in. So I may take a trip up there and see how quiet it is. If it's really quiet, I may switch to doing my first testing in that lake because it's got a beautiful concrete ramp. The only problem is there's 50 million campers out there with their boats and all the other stuff. So, you know, I don't have much privacy, and I like to have privacy when I do this. Usually I go early in the spring and nobody's there. I have the whole lake to myself, maybe one fisherman. Okay, that's it, guys. Tomorrow. Ciao.